You see, in my last class, I had said one thing that when I say something about any nakshatra, all I want is that you people should read between the lines. That is something which is very, very important. If you people don't read between the lines, you will never be able to understand the real meaning of nakshatras. I will share my whiteboard with you people. I want to, give you those keywords, those technical lines, that are very, very important. First thing is the point. I hope you can see what I'm writing. Can you see what I'm writing? Okay, there's no glitch this time. Perfect. Okay, the first thing that I want to tell you is that all the Saturn nakshatras, you know, are in watery signs, right? Which I said. But out of all the watery signs, the most mature sign, okay, the most mature sign is Pisces. So that means if Pisces is the most mature sign, here Saturn is extremely mature. Okay? When I say Saturn is extremely mature, means that this particular nakshatra is a nakshatra which belongs to super intelligence. You see, when I started reading scriptures, right, many scriptures, I started reading about, various nakshatras, Pura Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada. In Srimad Bhagavatam, they have talked about, the deity of this nakshatra known as Ihir Budhyana. What did, Srimad Bhagavatam says? He says, you know, this deity has a journey. For an example, I will, explain you in a very simple way. Brahma has created many putras through his mind, Manas putras. One of, one of the best putras were Sanat Kumaras. The problem with all the mind created sons of Brahma was that no one was ready for any sort of creation. They don't want to help him to create anything, right? All of them were interested in meditation and dhyana. They thought that that is their real thing, and which is actually a fact. So Brahma was very much angry. From the anger of Brahma, when you have that anger, your breath moves very fast. So from that angry breath of Brahma, Ahir Budhyana was born. This is what is written in, Shrimad Bhagavatam. There are other scripture who form another story about the birth of this particular deity. And now this deity was like a Rudra crying, yelling, right? But then, Brahma said that, why are you crying? Why are you yelling? The answer was, because I am born out of your anger. If you give birth to a child, out of your anger, he will have anger in him. That is why we tell mothers, that when a child is in your womb, when you are pregnant, you need to read Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita. But if you are angry all the time and you're shouting, yelling, and crying and fighting, your child will have same qualities, right? But now Brahma realized that it is a mistake. There's something which has created out of his anger. So he said, what to do? And he said that, why don't you go in meditation? And this serpent, this Rudra, he went into meditation inside the water, inside the sea. And he lied there for a long time, right? In a very, very meditative state. What is the deeper meaning of this conversation and story? The deeper meaning of this conversation and story is any Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra native, their initial life is going to be full of problems and issues in life, they are not going to listen to anyone. They are going to be very, very strong hearted people trying to dominate. But suddenly in their life, when they get realization, they are going to become very calm, very composed, very, very stable, and they would let go things. For an example, Bill Gates. Bill Gates, the owner of Microsoft. I want you to put his horoscope. If you want, I will share his time with you people, right? And the date and the time. You can put his horoscope and see. You see, his moon is in the 10th house in the Nakshatra of Uttara Bhadra. And I think it's in the fourth pada. Now, what happens here is until 2006, Bill Gates was so aggressive in his company that he did not want to let go anything. He was so aggressive in the market, but suddenly his Chandra Dasha started. Suddenly he realized that, hey, this is not my purpose. This is seriously not my purpose of life. And he stepped down from the position of Microsoft. And how many of you know that when he stepped down and starting giving money in charity, you know what happened to Microsoft after that? Anyone who wants to tell me what happened to Microsoft after that? The profit of Microsoft doubled. The revenue doubled. This is the story of Uttar Bhadrapada people. When you meditate, when you become calm, compose, when you have whatever you've learned, whatever you've achieved, you want to give it away to someone, and you start giving it away, that is the time the success will hit you. It will give you that super skyrocket success, is the story of Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. And the entire nation, the people around you will become dependent on you. Like the rains. Are you people dependent on rains? The answer is yes, because if you are a farmer and you are cultivating, you know, the food, right? Your first dependency is rain, the natural water, right? I was, talking to someone in LA, and these people in LA was telling me that, Navneet sir, since October it hasn't rained in LA. And that is one of the major causes of this fire, because if there is no rain from last 4 5 months, the kind of climate you have, one spark is enough to create that fireball. One spark. So rain is dependency, and rain was dependency, and rain will be a dependency in the future as well. So Uttar Bhadrapada people, you should have that responsibility. You should realize that people will depend on you. People will. And I must tell you, anyone, this is a guaranteed thing. Anyone who has a daughter born with Uttar Bhadrapada Janma Nakshatra at home is the luckiest father. Is the luckiest father. Why? Because that daughter has taken birth in the family to liberate his father, liberate her father. How will she liberate her father? You see, money and wealth is not about how beautiful home you have or how beautiful car you have. Money and wealth is how beautiful is your mind. Suppose you have 10 things on the table and you are shouting at your servant that where is the 11th thing that I said yesterday? and then you have only two things on the table, and you are thanking God and telling God, thank you. यार इतनी अच्छी, you gave me two things today to eat. I was just asking for one. It is the mind. So whenever a daughter is born at your home with Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra, she is going to give a spiritual mindset, a spiritual upliftment to the father. Guaranteed. 100%. Anyone who has daughter with Uttara Bhadrapada and after the birth, gradually your mind was focused towards, enhancing your mind and spirituality. If you have people, let me know, right? People will become actual rich. People, because, Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra is also about Lakshmi. You know, what is, how do you imagine Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra? If you belong to Hindu families, and in the Hindu families, when the marriage happens and female enters the home, there is a kalash, there is a gadvi, there is a ball which is kept full of rice, and that daughter will, with the feet, will, push that, usko girati hai, all the rice, that scatters, and then she enters the home. That's a ceremony which is done, after the marriage when the girl is entering the home. That feet is Uttara Bhadrapada. That auspicious feet. That auspicious feet. Right? So the first feet is Purva Bhadrapada, and the second feet, the later, is Uttara Bhadrapada. The first feet is your mother, and the second feet is your daughter-in-law. So first Lakshmi that has come is the mother of the boy. And the second Lakshmi that has come is the wife of the boy. And if you don't have any planets in Uttar Bhadrapada, if you have a daughter coming in your life with Uttara Bhadrapada, she is Sakshat Lakshmi. You need to touch the feet of that daughter for starting anything in your life. That is, what is the meaning of Uttara Bhadrapada? Uttara means later, Bhadra means auspicious, Pada means feet. Later, auspicious feet. So when something is auspicious, when something is Lakshmi, right? And this is that feet that also take care of siblings, if they have siblings, because this feet is the feet of Sakshat Lakshmi. People who are having planets in, you know, uh, Uttara Bhadrapada, they can never think wrong about their siblings, no matter how bad their siblings may be. They will be always positive about their siblings. They will be always thinking to help their siblings all the time because, right? See, when the Sagar Manthan was happening, the first thing that came out was halahal. And then many, ratan and good gemstones and good beautiful things came out. But before Lakshmi came out, there was something that came out was Alakshmi. And you know what? That Alakshmi, which was not hygienic, nothing, eventually, if you go more deep, she converted herself into an owl. And that is why a Lakshmi at times is also known as Ullika, a Lakshmi. And you know what? Owl eventually became what? What is owl? Owl eventually came Vahan of Lakshmi, right? Sitting on this particular, on the right side of Lakshmi. If you see many pictures, on the right shoulder of Mahalakshmi, there's an owl sitting, vehicle of Lakshmi. So, so you see, and that is why in the sign of Pisces, because of the energy of Purva Bhadrapada, Uttar Bhadrapada, and Revati, you know, it is the Venus who feels very happy. It is the Venus who feels because they are auspicious ones. Lakshmi is all about giving away things. And Saurabhji, I can guarantee you, the day your daughter would have come in your life, it would have changed your life. The daughter born in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra is to liberate father, you know, from so many things. Such daughters are Sakshat Lakshmi. Sakshat Lakshmi. Trust me, even if the child is sick, good, bad, ugly, intelligent, not intelligent, but that daughter, that basically a daughter, is there to liberate because the ultimate aim of Uttar Bhadrapada is to liberate, to give up, right? So, but again, Uttar Bhadrapada will only give you things if you howl and cry and you see all the struggles of your life. So any person who has Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra and there's a planet sitting in the Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra, half of the dasha will be struggles and the later stage of the dasha will be fantastic, fantastic. Will have ability to give great results. Anyone who has Chandra in the Uttar Bhadrapada, for the first initial, 30, 40 years of the life, they will not listen to anyone. Aggressive, me, man, I will do this. And then suddenly they will become so spiritual. Look at Ahir Budhyana. He's howling, crying. He says, this is anger. This is what I am. And suddenly he goes to the water and he's silent for years and years in that meditative state. Right? People might start calling him lazy, but he's not lazy. He's meditating, he's learning shastras, mantras, tantras very silently and eventually giving that blessing and knowledge to the masses and will come out like a blast of success. That's is what the theme of Uttar Bhadrapada people. Bill Gates, I'm sure Bill Gates is fourth pada Uttar Bhadrapada. Steve Jobs, Uttar Bhadrapada. Imagine these people. People who will definitely do something big in their life. People who would definitely have struggles and hard times, but these people have capability to reach on the top and then just distribute their success to the world. And you know what? Their success doubles twice, thrice, four times, five times when they come in a mode of giving it. I always tell, Uttar Bhadrapada people to donate. The moment you donate, the moment Bhagya clicks, Bhagya would start giving it to you. Even if you donate 11 rupees, there should be no Ekadashi, no Purnima, no Chaturdashi when you are not giving something in charity. What is 11 rupees? Nothing. Donate. Donate if you can donate 11 lakhs. Donate if you can donate 11 crores. Donate if you can donate 11 rupees. Donate. Donate for the cause. Because when these people donate, wherever they have donated, that particular thing will remain for years and years and years. Because it is the most auspicious Saturn's Nakshatra. Why? Because it has blessings of Dui Guru. How it has blessings of Dui Guru? Because Venus is exalted and the Rashi belongs to Jupiter. So it will take those all the qualities. These people have ability to learn tantra as well as mantra, as well as yantra. They will learn everything that belongs to Venus and Jupiter, and they will be disciplined. They'll be hardworking, and eventually, they want to just give it up, take and go. And this transition is a very, very difficult transition. You see, Uttar Bhadrapada, these principles are about benefic planets. When you have malefic planets like Rahu, like Mars, right, Ketu in the Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra, there are sufferings as well. There is more pain. For an example, if Mars, Manishji, I have a question for you. I don't know the lagna of your spouse, but does your wife has any elder brother or any brotherly figure in her life that has suffered? Right? There is a suffering in his or her life in terms of health or finances or family. Any sibling, right? Which so you see, suppose you have Venus. Venus in Uttara Bhadrapada, your resource, your income can be triggered by your wife. She will be one of the main reasons for your income and support and liberation, but the health of your wife will go for a six because of the Saturn energy. You see, the only problem with difference between having moon in a nakshatra and having other planets in the nakshatra is that moon will observe the pure energy of that nakshatra, but any other planet than moon, those planets will give their say to the nakshatra that we are also there, we also have some energy, and then there is a yuddha. That is why the importance of Janma Nakshatra is very, very important. Moon will observe, right? You see what is Maniji writing? Right? That her brother has suffered. So whatever, suppose Mars is brothers, right? Then you have Mercury. If you have Mercury, then your children may suffer. If you have Venus, your spouse may suffer initially, and then eventually things will start becoming better. That's the story of Uttar Bhadrapada, which I'm saying from last 20 minutes. At that initially turbulence and then settle down and everything, right? That is what, see, Venus in Uttar Bhadrapada, right? Your health, your reproductive system. Venus is karka of marriage. So marriage will take lot of problem in getting married. But once you get married with the right person, the things would settle. That's the story of Venus. For Jupiter, you see, divorced again, like howling, crying, and then eventually things will settle. Probably the second marriage will help you, right? The second marriage would be a success for sure, right? That's what I'm saying. Initial turbulence, for sure, guaranteed. Okay, so that you see, Venus in how does the entire story relates perfectly? When you have Jupiter, Jupiter is karka of husband. And if you are a female, your husband will initially suffer. Although husband will be the main source of income and bringing liberation, making you financially independent. But eventually there will be struggles to guru, to teacher, to father, to husband. Right? Ascendant nakshatra in Uttar Bhadrapada, your internal environment will suffer, right? Initially, because ascendant is your internal environment. That's inside you. Your Janma Nakshatra is external environment. If you go to my initial classes, I've clearly mentioned you the difference between, the ascendant and the moon and the other planets. So there'll be initial highs and lows, right? But then eventually, you really come out very well with the ascendant in Uttar Bhadrapada. Very powerful ascendant, right? father suffered a lot, but then eventually the things would settle down. So the theme is like turbulence, and then when you realize that meditative state, when you realize that, okay, now I need to settle down, it's over, then the life moves on. So, what is a blind prediction that you can give to someone in Uttara Bhadra? That your initial life will be turbulent, there will be problems, but eventually you're going to settle down. But it is a very successful, auspicious, pavitra, it is a good nakshatra which can give you a very strong platform to rise. But that turbulence is so high in the initial that brings so much of suffering. Because a Ahir Budhyana has come out of the anger of Brahma, and anger of Brahma is not less. It is an anger of like anger of Ganesha. You have to understand this thing. It is an anger where of a person who's created so many things, right? So that is where this particular nakshatra is a Rudra nakshatra, but most stable form of Shani here. Why? Because have you heard of that concept that Guruji, I have a dasha, I have heard that this dasha will give me great results in the end. Huh? People call me and say, is my dahya, the last dahya, going to give me some good results? The answer is, if you have Saturn in the, Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra, if you are going through Shani Sarasati, the last dahya will give you results. If you have Moon in the Uttar Bhadrapada, your Sarasati, the last dahya will give you good results. Anyone who has Chandra in the Uttar Bhadrapada, they can talk to me about their last dahya of Shani, which was fruitful to them, which has given them some success, some ray of hope, some platform. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is how this Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra is so different. Saurabhji, you want to say? Okay. I said that you want questions, probably. Yes, please. You can ask.
I don't have to ask right now if it is breaking the flow.
No, please.
Yes. So the question is like for Uttara Bhadpada people who have moon in Uttara Bhad, this last daya of Saturn is in Aries, right? Which is a niche Rashi for Saturn. So generally, like it's a conflict, like giving good results in the last daya when Saturn is actually transiting through Aries. So I just wanted to get your perspective, Guruji, a little bit on that.
You see, first thing that I want to tell everyone here, is do not have this frame of mind that a planet going in the sign of debility is not going to give you good results. I want you people to wipe off this thought. That is my first suggestion to everyone. Because Muni Prashara has says the Raj Yoga will only come either with exaltation or with debilitation. Right? Ye frame of mind. You know what? When you have Swarashi or when you have Mool Trikona, it is a very ordinary placement. It is like 9 to 5 job. It is like 50,000 rupees per month, whole life 40 50,000 rupees per month, and satisfied on that one Maruti, one Bajaj Chetak scooter, right? And same ration shop and everything. That's it. That is Jupiter in the sign of Pisces or Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius. But if you want to do something good and great, Jupiter either will have to be in the sign of Cancer, or Jupiter should be in the sign of Capricorn. Only these people will do something large in their life. People with Swarashi, good looking horoscope, are actually good looking and a very peaceful horoscope, not meant for any revolution or something large. It is like 99% of world who is living in the with the money which is controlled by 1% people, and those 1% people will have two or three debilitated planets or two or three exalted planets. They will not have Swarashi planets or good looking planets. They will have lot of retrogrades, they will have so many doshas, they will have so much of tamas. When you see Bill Gates chart, you realize Mercury is depleted, right? So you will see all these things, or maybe an exalted Mercury, or maybe a bad, Mars. So whenever you have an exalted or debilitation, look at me. You see, my moon is near to debility. See, ideally, moon is debilitated at 3 degree of Scorpio, which is Vishakha first pada. My moon is, very close to the debility. What do you think about, the way we are researching in the field of Jyotish? It is a Raj Yoga. It is a Raj Yoga. How many astrologers you have seen in this world with exalted moon? How many? Tell me. You will find, tons of astrologers with debilitated moon. Tell me. See, father died of cancer, son in Uttara Bhadra, right? So, I mean, whenever I see, you see an exalted or lot of debilitated planets, I feel happy that this person is here to do something large in life. When I see so many good looking planets, Swarashi, Jupiter in the Lagna in the Aries, very good. Ahaha, very good. He's a bloody peon who's very spiritual, puts a big tika on the forehead, goes to temple every day. In the evening also he goes to temple and his salary is 20,000 rupees and he is hero in the family. He is highly respected. He has 7, 10, 9 children, 5 daughters and 3 sons, all of them. And his dream is that one of my sons should become a clerk and the other one should take another PN job. That's the mindset. You understand what I'm saying? When you have debility or when you have exaltation, right? Debility is a blessing from Mahadev and exaltation is a blessing from Vishnu. Remember this. And if you have exalted and debilitated both category of planets in your horoscope, तो आपका blessing कहाँ से आया? You got blessing from Vishnu, you got blessing from Shiva. Debility means you are not aware. Initial years is how many? Parulji will have to check the chart in totality. We'll have to check. Suppose it is first pada, then you know what? The suffering may not be very long, right? But then if it is the fourth pada, lot of learning, lot of hard work, then eventually you're getting that result. And once you get that result, once Saurabhji achieves his spirituality, I mean, thousands of people can be dependent on him. That is the power of Uttara Bhadrapada. These people create dependency. अब जैसे आपका डिवोर्स हुआ, आपका अगर सेकंड मैरिज होता है, right, and the horoscopes are like good, they match each other properly, you know what, your husband can become dependent on you for everything in his life. He can't even think a day in his life without you. That's the quality of Uttar Bhadrapada. अब एक मेरे को बात बताओ, Rahu is in which nakshatra right now? Rahu is in which nakshatra right now? यार, you people are astrology students, you should know the gochar यार.
ये उत्तरा भाद्रपद.
Uttar Bhadrapada. And you have fire in LA. Okay. What is the only dependency? If you see the pictures, there are planes that are raining. Rahu in Uttar Bhadrapada. Uttar Bhadrapada is rain with the thunderstorm. So there are choppers who are thundering. and giving rains and trying to so you see now you are completely dependent on the technology for the rain. Rahu in the Uttara Bhadrapada. What a clear example. What a clear example. Now, what will happen, by the way? You know what will happen? The LA will come 20 times more beautiful after this when they will redevelop it. Why? Because it has happened in the Uttara Bhadrapada. Later on, LA is going to become in the top beautiful, states or city of the world because the support system has come from Uttara Bhadrapada. Lot of turmoil, burning, everything gone. जैसे पारुल जी को एक टाइम पे लगा होगा मेरी जिंदगी खत्म, सब खत्म. जब किसी का डिवोर्स होता है ना, स्पेशली लड़की का होता है, उसको लगता है मेरी जिंदगी खत्म है, इट्स ऑल ओवर, फिनिश. But then, if in totality you check, the things when they improve fantastically, superbly, right? When you have to check the chart in totality. So when LA will come, this is getting recorded. You can show this video on YouTube to anyone that I said that when LA will come back, it will come back superb. That is my guarantee to you. Because this support has come from Uttara Bhadrapada. Are you understanding what I am saying? Are you, what do you want me to say? I mean, I want to complete this because I have only 20 minutes. You can put the questions, because I have a commitment at sharp 8 o'clock. I need, this is this problem which is there with someone. I need to talk. So we can also talk about, you know, the degrees and the padas. So what is this, Uttar Bhadrapada? 3 degrees and 20 minutes of Pisces to 16 degrees and 40 minutes. So this is, the padas are for Pisces. Pisces की कौन सी पदा है ये? Pisces is second, third, fourth and fifth pada. So the first pada will always have a flavor of second house, and the third house and so and so. And so we can write P1, P2, P3 and P4. So this pada is a pada with Leo Navmansh. This is a pada with Virgo Navmansh. This is a pada, correct, with which Navmansh? Libra Navmansh. And this is a pada with Scorpio Navmansh. Right? Very, very clear. It's crystal clear. And you know what? I must tell you one thing, that the first pada is Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. So the most powerful pada of liberation is the fourth pada because of Moksha. That Moksha quality. Second pada is also Pushkar Navamsha. Okay. And on the same time, in the third pada, at around 15 degrees, there is a debilitation of Mercury as well. Okay, because it is like Maun Vrata. It is like going into that meditative state and being lazy and not talking anything. Okay, and I must tell you that all these 4 padas are very, very powerful pada. So, Sun is the Lord here. Okay, in the first pada. Exactly. Saturn is exalted here. Yeah, Saturn is exalted in Libra. So Saturn does very well here. Okay. So this is Surya. Surya gives the energy here because of the Leo. So Sun is the Lord. The native is very, very powerful. Quick in the action, alert, and at times it can be very hasty, unforgiving, cruel. But on the same time, it is also life-giving. And in the evening, these people will become very calm and composed, and they desire to rule over others, and they can also be little arrogant, confident, and successful people. With the second pada, it's a Mercurian pada. Mercury is the Lord here, and it goes to the Virgo Navamsha, and intelligent people, learned people. They have really so much of interest in Jyotisha, occult, astrology. They are tactful, clever. They deal with the people very well. They are proficient, skillful. They can manage situations. They are great problem solvers, right? And on the same time, you know, at times they can look very weak and fragile when they, encounter very strong-headed people because they are more of business people. The third pada is Venus, which is master of arts, creativity, culture, right? They have, great specializations and interests in arts, and they are deeply absorbed. They really get into work when they get into work, right? uh, it is they make good food, right? They may appear cheerful. They have interest in various cultures and travels, right? And they are also interested in women, right? These people will be very, very creative, right? And yes, very passionate pada, which is correct. On the same time, when you have the fourth pada, which is a Martian pada, this is where I mean, these people are a little strong-headed. They are impulsive. They can have anger. They are proficient. They can work at great top level, CEOs, CFOs, CMOs, great managers, great leaders, armed forces. They're like born leaders. They will lead from the front. They will bring revolution, the fourth pada people. But at the later stages in their life, there's one problem that they can really, really get is blood pressure. Fourth pada people, they can have problems of high BP. उनको high BP की problem जो है वो आता ही आता है, right? So Bill Gates, the moon was in the fourth pada, right? And then Steve Jobs had moon in the fourth pada, right? So all these people done great in their life. They had this fourth, the actually liberation pada. So what is Ankita saying? Pada 4, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, action, practical, and absolutely Suchitra ji, very secretive also. They will keep things in their hand and they will use it at the right time. Not, giving their strategies, not opening up their strategies directly, right? So, I mean, this is, one nakshatra that I believe is auspicious, right? But, Scorpio also has another nature, if you don't know. Scorpio is also quickly forgiving nakshatra, is a Rashi. So, like Scorpio, if you deal with Scorpio, they can be angry, they can be secretive, but they also forgive and forget, right? And they move on in life. That is one of the qualities, of Scorpio. So they can also have issues related to blood, liver, pancreas for Pada 4. You see, liver, blood, because blood is always related to liver. When you have high BP, it affects multiple organs in your body, right? It will affect your heart. It will make your heart masculine, right? And it will definitely affect your kidneys and liver. But on the same time, if you have planet, that planet will have direct aspect on the sixth house. And sixth house is your digestion, intestines, liver, all these things, right? Why high BP? Because of Martian energy. Any pada that has Martian energy and the nakshatra is a turbulent nakshatra, it will give you high BP. बाहर तूफान आ रहा हो, आप किसी को जलते हुए देख रहे हैं, if you go to LA, if you see the houses burning, 20,000 houses burning, right? Your heart will give you, fast pumping. आपका बीपी बढ़ेगा ही बढ़ेगा. Because see, this nakshatra, all the Rudra nakshatras, if they have Scorpio, pada, that pada, if you have planets, will give you high BP, right? Because the Martian thing, Rudras is all about yelling and crying, right? And howling and then stabilizing slowly. And the remedy for such people for high BP is simple, that they have to meditate. They have to take a shower. They should go for swim. They should lie down, right? They should have neem water, because the vriksha associated with this particular nakshatra is neem vriksha. They can have a picture of owl at their home. At the back, they can have a picture of owl, right? It will give them a lot of Lakshmi, because the bird associated is owl. They should donate a lot of money to the cows, because animal associated is a female cow, right? So these are certain remedies, but on the same time, one of the best remedies is to recite Shiva Sahasranama from Rudra Yamala Tantra. Always remember Shiva Sahasranama from Rudra Yamala Tantra. And they should pray to Durga Ganpati, which is the 31st form of, out of the 32. If you go on my lecture on Ganpatis, on my YouTube, you can see 31st Ganpati. Out of the 32 forms of Ganpati is Durga Ganpati, right? Pray to Durga Ganpati. That really, really helps. Chitra says, Guru Rahu, Uttara Bhadra, Moon in Revati, conjunction 9th house Cancer, native is crying and mental turmoil, taking sleeping pills. The only thing that can, make him come out of this situation, Suchitra ji, is meditation. Make him, usko bolo barish mein nahaye. Whenever it is raining, he has to take bath in the rain. He has to swim. Every month, take that person to Gangaji and give him a dip and ask him to meditate. Or he should bring Gangaji at home and put water on himself every day. Right? These meditative skills will help him to come out the situation. Rahu in the fourth pada can be more severe. Present Rahu is in the second pada, Uttara pada, and finally Rahu will get the fourth pada. It can be problematic for sure. Be more problematic. There can be bomb blasts and problems, and you see how many planes have crashed. How many technology is like going down and up, and then on top of it, Mars is in the debility and retrograde. But a relief is going to come from 21st of January, because on 21st of January, Mars is going to enter Gemini. So it will leave its debility. तो जब वो 21 जनवरी को मंगल जाएगा, in the Gemini, till April, it is going to be a say of relief. For sure. That turbulence will go down a bit. For Nakshatra Pada, highly epileptical, get high BP and faints. Oh my God, Rashmi ji. Oh my God. I mean, you need to meditate. You put him in meditation and yoga classes. Ask him to swim. Ask him to swim. He should learn swimming. You should take him out in the rains. Right? My phone got dead suddenly on 27th December. Oh, he's a special child. But make him, make him, take bath in the rains. Right? That will really, really help him. Make him listen Shiva Sahasranama from Rudra Yamala. The relief can come for the natives running Rahu Mahadasha. ऐसा होगा. It will come relief. Relief आएगा. For the people who are running Rahu Mahadasha, it will eventually, थोड़ा relief उनको मिलेगा. Because some support will be coming. Jupiter will also come out of retrogression. So there will be some, relief which will be coming, all around the world. But actual relief in 2025 will come after June. जून के बाद सारी चीजें थोड़ी सेटल होती हैं. Until June 2025 is going to be very, very turbulent. But the great news is that for next month you have, Mercury going into Sagittarius. Right now, Mercury, right? Vishnu ji coming in the sign of Dharma. That is why we have Kumbha. Right? And I'm going to take a special class of Shiv Mahapuran on Tuesday. about the Kumbha and all the rivers, and how rivers are connected to Mahadev and your karmas, right? And I will invite all of you. So all of you can join us, right, on Tuesday, 9:30, right? All the batches, right? Acharyas can please, tell them that they can come and we'll teach them how all the rivers and how many dharas are there of every river, right? And what is the meaning of every single dhara and how that changes our life, right? So we'll talk about this on Tuesday, 9:30 p.m., right? I would want to take your leave now because I have an commitment. I'll come back to you next week and we can discuss more. And I appreciate you people coming, preponing your time schedule for me, and you always have my blessings. Okay. So Janisha, my 4-year-old elder boy. One second, let me read. What is that about sibling health suffering? Yes, my elder boy health started since he was born. He was running Antardasha. My partner has Ketu, Uttara Bhadra. I really care for the siblings, but did not recognize it. He's very arrogant, authoritative, and interested to learn astrology, running Ketu Pratyantra Dasha. All characters with Bhadra bang on. बहुत बहुत आशीर्वाद. Thank you, Tanisha. I'm so happy you can relate to my teachings and you can practically see the family charts. Very beautiful to you. And बहुत बहुत आशीर्वाद आपको. Right?